welcome to the final part of this room box. Now, this is what we have so far. I need to put the victim into the floor where he ends up being buried temporarily. So what I need to do is secure the head and the feet. That's all that's sticking out of there at the minute. Now, I've already put down some stony sand mixture and set it with watered down PVA. That went really hard, but now I need to put his head and feet in. So a bit more watered down PVA, and then let that soak in a bit. I'm going to put some more sand on top of that just to raise the level a bit more, because I realised really he should have been into the floor, but you wouldn't have seen him at a glance. And this is going to be something seen at eye level, not something you're going to necessarily look down on. So I thought, no, I'm going to have to raise him up a bit. So I've put another layer on of the sandy stones, and then I'm going to put a blob of thicker PVA. I use an old hair colouring bottle there for the glue, so I was using the big bottle. They weren't great as glue applicators. So there you go, his head's going on now. Stick it in, and then put his little feet in. And that glue will ensure that, because it's a bit thicker, it will kind of keep them in place a lot better. I think watered down PVA wouldn't have kept them in place for very long at all. They'd have started moving, so that will help. And then to help set that glue, I'm going to put more of the sand and stone mixture on, just to soak up that thicker PVA. And then a final layer of the watered down PVA, and believe me, this will set rock hard. I mean, it really is. It's like concrete when it's done. It works brilliantly. I've never found the need to use alcohol to thin my glue, so there you go. This filming bit's rubbish. I'm so sorry. I completely got it out of frame, but I thought I'll keep some of the footage in anyway. So I'm just looking at the characters. I've just put her hair on because I lost the footage of that. I've made it into a bun, and I'm just going to secure that with a little blob of super glue and wrap her hair. I used wool for this, wool that you'd normally use for felting, and it seems to work quite well. So they've had a haircut, and I'm going to trim away her flyaways there. A little bit of an haircut there, and she's pretty much done. I'm going to sort out her shawl at the front. It just needs to be secured a bit more on the front, and that is one of the perpetrators pretty much finished. I'm quite pleased with how they turned out. They're quite bendable, which is good. So here is the final wall going on, and now I'm thinking about putting the characters in place. He's holding a crowbar, and you will find out that comes in the story. She's holding a pistol, and put them in the final places, glue them down, because as I say, this isn't so much a doll's house, it is a room box, and that's how it stays. Put the blood on for the blood scene, and then we're almost ready for the story. So here we go, the Bermondsey Horror. Marie Manning had come to London from her native Switzerland in the 1840s. Like many poor women, she found work in domestic service. She met Patrick O'Connor, a moneylender who had earned a fortune and a reputation as a hard man in the London Docks area. The pair became lovers. Marie then met a pub landlord by the name of Frederick George Manning. She married him and used his surname. She eventually realised she would never get rich with Manning. Fred promised her he had a great fortune to inherit, but this was looking to be a lie. Marie wanted what the rich women she had worked for had, so she needed a get-rich-quick scheme. She came up with a plan to kill Patrick O'Connor, who she was still seeing, even though she married Fred. She wanted to run away with O'Connor's riches. One evening she invited O'Connor to her Bermondsey house for dinner. The trap was set. Before they ate, she told O'Connor to wash his hands. He agreed, and as he stood at the sink, she shot him with a pistol, point blank, in the head. He was still alive, so Fred, who was in on the plan, got an iron bar and caved his head in. The pair then tossed the body into a pre-dug grave under the kitchen floor and covered it back up with heavy flagstones. Eventually the pair were charged with murder and publicly executed on the 13th of November 1849. So they were a right pair, weren't they? I'm glad they got caught. Nasty, nasty pair. I hope you enjoyed this room box. I do have future room boxes planned. As I said, eventually this will become a doll's house of some kind, like a murder doll's house. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. It helps me and the channel a great deal. And I will see you next time. Take care. Hope you're all well.